I'm a digestive health dietitian, and one of the biggest scams I feel like that we have seen when it comes to health and nutrition is that we focus on the small little details so much, like all of our attention needs to go there instead of the full picture. So let me explain what I mean. Now, the little details are things like, is this 100% organic and sourced appropriately or not, right? You have to eat organic vegetables and fruits versus the broad picture and the overall picture is how much diversity of produce are you eating? Where are you getting your plant sources from? Like, are you actually finding diversity in your plant sources? Do you have availability of those plant sources, and how are they staying consistent week after week? Like, how do we focus on sustainability of that diversity, which has in research been associated with better health outcomes, and especially digestive health outcomes, versus this one little bitty detail. Another example is with like bloating or digestive symptoms, hyper focusing on, are you taking this one supplement, right? Are you taking the right probiotic or doing the right protocol for your right problem, if that's a fungus or a parasite or blah, 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 right? Are you doing this one little thing versus the full picture of, are you eating consistent meals? Has your body felt some stability in your routines, or are they all over the place? Are you sleeping appropriately? Are you in a fight or flight state, or are you finding spaces for relaxation for your body to kind of regulate that up and down with your nervous system? Are you moving your body, right? Another example is you have to be doing only Pilates or like only these low intensity exercises. If you're doing too much intensity, you're stressing your body out. Versus full picture. How are you moving over time, right? What does that look like in your body? How do you move throughout the day, right? Are you actually noticing that impact? Like, are you getting that consistent blood flow to your gut? Or are you literally just sitting and doing low impact exercise, right? Sometimes these little details make a huge difference. The same is true when it comes to like, you need to avoid gluten, or you need to avoid all dairy products, or you have to be vegan and 100% plant-based. Sometimes those little details come with truth, right? And in some cases, those little details can make a huge difference, especially when we're looking at some autoimmune conditions or certain disease states, or when your gut is in a really vulnerable state. It may need some special attention to details, but these details often are going to take up a lot of attention and take your focus away from this full picture that is necessary over time for a healthy gut, health overall, just your body to function properly, right? And so if your attention is drawn to these little details and all the other stuff is missing, it's like literally just picking up the little small pieces of a puzzle and forgetting these giant, massive pieces that actually put the picture together. The majority of the time, focusing on the big things actually is going to make a bigger difference. And these aren't the sexy things, right? These are the like almost boring things that are so important, but are often missing for people versus these little bitty details that people may be doing, but then they keep cycling through, I need this detail, then this detail, then this detail, and they're restricted, they're fearful, they're frustrated, they're confused, their body's not like working like they thought, and they feel all over the place and chaotic because it is total chaos, right? Because there's so much that's missing. So again, I don't think there's only one way of doing things. There's not only one way of doing health. Every little bit of information you hear, every person's story in their own health journey has some truth to it. There's some validity to that, right? Because they've experienced it in their body. But whenever we're thinking about what to focus on, and when you're thinking about what's going to make the biggest impact for your health, don't neglect the big things for these little small things, right? Don't miss the forest for the trees.